2026, there's due to be 6 engine manufacturers on the grid: Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, Ford, Honda, Audi, and of course, Renault. Or maybe not, because apparently according to Autosport, Alpine could abandon Renault engines and become an F1 customer team in 2026. I thought it couldn't get any worse, and over this last 2-3 days, it has somehow, you thought rock bottom was a thing, okay? We'd established this, and there is deeper depths to which Alpine Renault can go in motorsport. My name's Tommo. We need to talk about this. Right, here's the article. Okay, I'm not lying. French manufacturing talks with rivals about customer engine deals amid suggestions it could abandon Renault Works unit. Now, to clarify, okay, why this isn't just bad on an F1 front. Did any of you watch Le Mans this weekend? Did any of you indulge in the greatest race of them all? And did any of you see that the 2 Alpine entrants, the first time Alpine has entered into Le Mans for, I think it was about 40 years, right? It's been a long time since we've seen Renault Alpine represented in this great race. Ferrari jumped in after a long time away last season in 2023, won it. First time of asking Antonio Giovinazzi, what an absolute legend. This time around, once again convert the dub. Toyota so close in the end with De Vries and Kobayashi and Lopez, but couldn't get the job done. Ferrari were there, picked up the dub. What could Alpine do on debut in Le Mans, right? French team in Le Mans, both engines. 6 and 7 I think it was, both engines kaput, gone. Sad times, beautiful car, beautiful, the best looking hypercar by a significant margin, in my opinion, that Alpine. Gorgeous. All the effort's gone into the design department and none into the engine because the engine has gone. Okay, it's fine. The car's out. Do Alpine have a particularly good reputation within Formula 1 for their engine reliability and their engine prowess? I would argue no. Okay, look at the Red Bull years. Okay, Red Bull put a lot of their transgressions from 2014 onwards to the fact that they just didn't have the power from their Renault power unit in the back compared to Mercedes. Mercedes absolutely smashed it. Renault did anything but. You'd think with 2026 it is an opportunity to right some wrongs, yet here we are. I saw this article. My immediate reaction was laughter. To be honest, Alpine is considering abandoning its Works Renault engine in Formula 1 from 26 and open talks with rival manufacturers about the possibility of securing a customer deal instead. You tell me that Andretti can't come into F1, yet I can't believe this is a this is so embarrassing. I feel this like second-hand embarrassment so badly. This article is I can't believe this is a thing. As part of an evaluation of its F1 project, prompted by a difficult start to the current campaign, it has emerged that senior Renault and Alpine management have left no stone unturned. Plan now to be evaluated for Renault to potentially abandon work on its 26 power unit and instead shift Alpine to become a customer team. Look, I will leave the full article in the description, right? Give it a read. I've already gone through it, but you should give it a read, right? Shout out Autosport for the source on this one. Marketing is the point of being in motorsport, especially when you're a consumer brand, right? You're a consumer brand like Mercedes, okay? They want to be in motorsport because they want to put their cars, whether it's WRC, whether it's Formula 1, whether it's DTM, whatever it may be, you want to put your marquee into high-performance sport and achieve success. I think, Audi is a great example where they were dominant in Le Mans for years, and that really built a brand loyalty and a confidence in Audi engineering. WRC as well, like Audi, the Quattro era, right? First to pioneer four-wheel drive. That did so much for the marquee. We talk about Mercedes, right? I think that brand used to be a bit of a stale old man's brand back in the day. And I think injecting it into Formula 1 and achieving what they have has really turned the perception of Mercedes, at least in my opinion, around from what we used to see. How Mercedes were perceived relative to BMW, relative to Audi. That's the point for these big manufacturers. That's why they want to be in Formula 1 and in motorsport. You've got Renault now who rebrand their team to Alpine when they're still only selling one car, which I've always kind of joked about, right, the A110, because I actually really like the look of the A110. And a big part of me would actually love to own that car, because it's not crazy expensive in terms of price point. It's achievable. It's an achievable car, right? Not yet for me, but I think I could achieve that one day. But then I look at everything, and where's my trust in that brand? Because your engines have been pony for years. You've gone into Le Mans and your cars are broken down at the first time of asking. Now you're abandoning, you don't even trust yourselves to make your own engine. Just sell the team. Bro, if they're going to do this, I would honestly say it does more damage to stay in Formula One as a manufacturer. Call it Alpine all you like. This is Renault, okay? Renault own Alpine and Dacia, right? Dacia is the cheap brand. Alpine is the expensive performance brand. Toyota have Lexus, right? And a lot of the Japanese automotive makers actually have. Obviously, Nissan have Infiniti. Part of the reason why Audi are phasing out like the A1 and the Q2 is because they want like Skoda and Volkswagen to take the market share of those smaller cars and position Audi as more premium. It makes sense to have, you're a big business, whether it's VW Group or Toyota or whoever, to have sub-brands that, you know, achieve what they achieve. And I've always wondered, you know, why Toyota don't use Lexus as the brand for their, you know, hypercar stuff. That's besides the point. Alpine being within this space, within this sport, the point is to build confidence and esteem. And, you know, not all press is good. A lot of press is bad, and the press right now is terrible. If you don't trust yourselves to build the engine to take you into 2026 and beyond, and you're going to take a customer deal, just leave, because I feel like you're doing more damage to the brand by staying in as a failed manufacturer. Imagine Mercedes being like, yeah, you know what? I don't think we're going to take a Ferrari power unit. What does that say? What does that tell you about Mercedes? That tells you that they don't trust their ability to make a high performance engine. I don't get this. This is crazy. Wash your hands of it. Focus on hypercar, right? Because you put all this effort into your wet project and that's gone Pete Tong at your first year of asking. But you know what? If it wasn't Alpine, people wouldn't be on as hard on Alpine for dropping the bomb their first time, right? But because it's Alpine, because it's Renault, because of this reputation, it's like, of course it is. Of course the Renault broke down. Of course the Alpine broke down. Sell the team to someone who actually wants it. Sell it to Andretti, who can actually take that facility. Now they've made that facility in Silverstone. You left it too late. You could have just sold it to Andretti, build up that base, right? Keep that base. Build up the base in Fishers as well. Have Enstone as your satellite base, which you can still do a lot of work from. Get started there. Build up Fishers, eventually move that team over to the States, maybe keep that satellite base in Enstone. But instead, you've kept hold of the team. You've had a terrible start to the year. Yes, it's getting better, right? But you've had an absolute stinker start to the season. And now it's like, yeah, I'm just not good enough. So we're not going to be able to compete, so we're going to try and get a customer deal. Like, is it pragmatic to do that, to gain performance in the moment? For sure, if you don't think your engine's good enough, find an engine elsewhere. I can't believe we're even talking about this. The look, it's so bad. Get out of F1, right? Go back to the drawing board. Come back in like 2036, right? When you've got all your ducks in a row and actually know how you're going to go about this. Because they've probably got the worst power unit right now. They've probably had the worst power unit for the last 10 years. And they don't even trust what they can do in 26. So there's clearly something wrong. Get shot. But I guess maybe they can't because they've got all this investment now. They've gone to the extent of getting Kelsey and Alexander Arnold and all these big names coming in as part of this consortium and putting money into the team. Does that limit their flexibility, and all of a sudden they're just like, right, we just need to find some performance. It doesn't matter how it looks on the overall brand. Oh my god, Alpine. I really want to like this team. I do like this team. I want to see them succeed because I feel like they've struggled so much in recent years, and I think that Enstone base is very I don't know, it's a small team. It's still a small kind of pokey team fighting it amongst the top lot. And you see what they did in 2005 and 6 with Fernando under the Renault branding, and they still never had the budget of the big teams, yet in moments have been able to overachieve. And when Daniel Ricciardo was doing bits in 2020, I was loving it. It was a yellow and black Renault, with Daniel Ricciardo at the wheel, getting podiums, vibes. I miss those days. You know, it's funny, with the Andretti conversation, there was talk that Renault might have to be forced to supply Andretti an engine if they did get in, because in the regulations, basically, whoever's supplying the least amount of engines to other teams is forced to give a new entrant an engine. But now it could actually be that Honda are forced to give Alpine an engine, because Alpine might be out of sorts because they're not going to go with their own engine, maybe, according to this article, and then Honda will be forced to provide them, which would actually, yeah, would I trust a Honda engine more than I would a Renault engine? Absolutely. And so would Renault. What is... I can't believe this. This is hilarious. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. Again, give the Autosport article a read as well. My name's Tomo. Thanks again. Have a good one. Ta-da.